What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and today we are continuing to take a look at how I would fix franchise mode for Madden 19 for future iterations of Madden. And what I'm going to be doing is we're keeping it simple. We're not going to go through things that are, drastically off the beaten path. I'm going to try to bring things that have been used in other games that Madden we've already seen with, for example, the Journey from FIFA. They have taken things from other series under the same EA little bubble and implemented in their games. So stuff like that's not off limits, and as well as things that have been used in previous editions of Madden. Things that just have been stripped away from the franchise mode that they have just sitting in a box collecting dust that they could stick back on to the future editions of franchise mode and make it great again. We all know, by all accounts, Rex, who's basically the big dog there at Madden, has come out and said that he wants to improve the most popular, say that in quotations, air quotations, mode in Madden, being it franchise mode. Because let's be honest, Madden 18 franchise mode is probably the worst franchise mode of the last decade, or it's right there with the worst of the worst. And there really hasn't been an inspiring franchise mode probably since Madden 12. I mean, I did not mind Madden 17's franchise mode because you could edit players. But because only that little feature that should have never been removed in the first place, I'm not going to give them a massive pat on the back. So today, we are going to be taking a look at something that's incredibly easy in Madden. If you watched any of my rebuilds, you will know that scouting and drafting in this game is incredibly easy for the most part. If you know what to look for, if you know the trends, which it's not like you're cheesing the game. Like, if you play it enough, you're going to know the trends. What are you going to constantly handicap yourself by? Like, there's no way to even handicap yourself. You just can see from their combine, being like, well, this guy's going to be good. Or, well, this guy's going to be bad. Or, if you're really into it, Perim Crows posted some videos about it, where if you watch, like, the draft stories and all that stuff, you can figure out what guys have superstar dev traits. Like, that is far, far too easy. So, what we are going to do is take a peek at a game that I love to play, even though I haven't bought the FIFA 18 game yet, which I need to get on. I'm thinking I'm going to buy it and just start streaming it a little bit on Twitch. And that is how you scout in FIFA. That is exactly how all tools should be used in Madden when it comes to scouting. As much flack as FIFA gets, the scouting mechanisms are about as realistic as you can get in any franchise mode. And we're going to take a look at it. So the user I took it from is from Bama Striker 9. I just didn't have my FIFA game installed, so I just took his footage. He hasn't uploaded in a long time. But still, credit where credit is due. This is his footage of kind of going through scouting. We're going to mute it because I have my own feelings and takes on it. So let's jump into that right now. So what we're going to talk about is in the background. We're going to talk about some scouting. And how scouting works in FIFA is this. Essentially, you have up to 3 slots to sign varying levels of scouts. You can get a 5-star scout, but it's going to cost you more. You can get a cheaper scout that's, very, very affordable. Now, if this was going to be implemented in Madden, there would have to be some sort of budget to work with. This would definitely be if you're like an owner mode or something like that. That's probably the only way this would work, unless they add like a GM mode. And how, you'd have to have a budget. So you'd have to have maybe the coaching carousel, which is definitely something a lot of people want. How that would work, you'd have to sign these coaches for like contracts and the money. Because right now, money doesn't matter. When you sign your head scout, your head trainer and stuff like that, you could literally pay them an infinite amount of dollars, really, if you want to. So that there needs to be more emphasis on your budget, because you can either, like, all right, I want 3 5-star scouts. Well, if you do that, your coaching staff's going to suck because you can't afford to pay the coaches what they deserve, because, you have to work within a budget, for example. Because if you don't have a budget and you implement that, then everyone's just going to get the 5-star scouts, and scouting is still cupcake easy. And that is definitely the biggest thing we're going to stress here, is how much easier it is to scout in Madden than it is, say, FIFA. So how FIFA scouting works is you have your 3 scouts. Let's just act like we have 3 studs, which I think he uses in this video, and you basically say, I want a striker, right? I want one scout to look for a attacker. I want speed and finishing, and I'm going to send you to Brazil. You find me and pull me out the best prospects that match that need. And then I want a defender, so I want aerial ability and strength. I'm going to send that to Germany. Pull me back the prospects that meet that requirement. And then basically, because it's soccer, you can find the best guys, and then you sign them to your youth academy, which in relation to Madden, that's kind of like a practice squad, not really. So how this would work in Madden is I would send my 5-star scout. I want a corner that can tackle, and I want to send you to the SEC. So you're going to go to the SEC. You're going to pull out all the college prospects that are a corner that have good strength and can tackle, right? And then I get a pull from that. Hopefully, because we have custom draft classes, I can start seeing, maybe Mike Hughes from Mike. That's not a good example. But who's a good tackling corner in SEC? Hey, we'll just go with Dante Jackson from LSU. Not a good tackling corner, but he's just a guy I can think of right at the bat. You get him, and you'll go, okay, well, there's some guy that I am going to add to my draft board. Boom, right there. Then I send another scout to the SEC. I want a good defensive lineman from the SEC. I want a nose tackle. I run a 3-4. And then eventually, hopefully, they're a good scout to get you Vita Valle from Washington. Boom, there's one right there. Greg Gaines, Washington. Boom, right there. So then that is a way that you can pull your draft list of players that you want, and in varying difficulty. So if you send your 3-star scout, he could give you a guy that he fully recommends. This guy's going to be a stud. Ignore his combine grade, ignore everything. He is going to be good. And if he has a 5-star scout, that's how you draft your studs, because you're getting what you paid for. If you have a 3-star scout, you may say, am I going to gamble on what he says? Or if I draft this guy, he's going to be a 61 slow dev type playmaker. It's all about the give and the take with the gamble, because right now, it's so easy. You can just scout everyone you want. You can scout everyone you want, and then you also get the second wave after the combine grades are out, just to scout the guys that meet the criteria based off the combine grades, like the offensive lineman. So basically, you can go through the whole regular season, don't scout a single offensive lineman. Wait until you get the combine grades, save your points up, and just, scout the guys that got over 30 on the bench press. Like, that is so easy. Where is the difficulty in that? That is what makes franchise mode kind of boring. Like, ultimately, when I do a 5-year rebuild, I would say 95% of the time, 4 out of the 5 drafts, I dominate, because it's just, I do it so much. I know other people out there that aren't as hardcore in the game, it might be more of a fresh experience, but I mean, most people that do play Madden play it somewhat religiously. It's one of their main go-to games, because it's the only football game on the market. So you get just incredibly bored. It's just like going through the motions. Every draft, all right, well, this is the running back, and this is the best one right here, and if I can't get him, then there's no one worth drafting. Like, there's no gambling. There's no sticking your neck out the line. Like, the probability of you drafting a bust is very, very low, and I think that is definitely something that we need in the game. That scouting needs to get harder, and the ability to draft bust needs to be more prevalent than what it is right now, because right now you can basically, through just 1 week, find all the busts in the draft, and you'll never have to worry about drafting them. That's not fun. That's not hard. Wouldn't it be funny just to draft, like, you need a quarterback and you end up drafting a bust, and now you could have the side like, man, I messed up. We are the Browns. We messed up. We're not going to be able to, this and that, right? But then you could also have the, I'm going to fix this guy. I'm going to do whatever it takes to develop this guy and make him not a bust. I'm going to try to go with, I don't know, what's a quarterback that sucked? I can't think of one on the top of my head, because it doesn't happen a whole lot. But there you go. That could be now the theme of your franchise mode, is doing that. So ultimately, what we're trying to pull it back to is the scouting network from FIFA definitely should be implemented in Madden for draft. And I mean, the scouting network, what you're not going to see in this video, you can also use it for regular transfers. So you could scout other players on other teams. So that is definitely something that could help for maybe free agency. Your scouting network, you can maybe have a separate one, or maybe the same one when it comes to the free agency period, to make that a little bit more difficult, because right now it's incredibly easy. First of all, no matter what you do, you have to eliminate the fact that you can just keep rebidding until you're the leading point getter on the free FA pool, and then you basically get the guy more often than not. Get rid of that. That's way too easy. Maybe make it like an hours based, like you have to commit. You only have 24 hours or something like that within a week, and you have to delegate it, so you can't just bid on every single person. But anyways, you can have these scouts analyze the free agency market. Depending on their overall value, they can say, this guy's this guy's this. Don't give away maybe what the dev trade of these players are. Don't give away certain other things. Maybe hide some of their stats, because, I mean, in reality, it's kind of a dead giveaway when you're in your own franchise mode, and you can just straight up see, like, oh, Jarvis Landry's an 86, and I know he's going to be an 87 in my scheme, so I'm going to sign that. You don't really know that. So having scouts that can pull that information and find it for you kind of makes it more, you have to be more cautious in free agency. You just can't blindly bid, which is how it is in real life. So the scouting department can definitely double up, be it from the draft and how you analyze in free agency, to make it difficult on both ends, because right now it is so easy that it's boring. It gets boring after a year or two. So those are, one big fix that I would like to see in Madden 19, and really in the future of the Madden franchise. And like I said, it's pulling from other EA games, which we've seen happen before. It's FIFA. FIFA's a great base franchise to try to rip it from, so why not? So thank you guys for watching this. If you agree or disagree, or you have any other suggestions of how they could fix scouting that I didn't touch on, let me know in the comment section below. As always, it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.